Welcome back. All right, let us review the first two games of today. The other review of the 9 games will be later on, and I fixed the. It's funny, I made the thumbnail for the Detroit video I just did, and I now have two monitors to try to prevent what just happened, where I have one monitor where I have the graphic for the thumbnail, and I knew there was a spelling error. Did I save the version with the correct spelling? Nah, not until just before doing this video. So I finally corrected the spelling error in the thumbnail just 40 minutes after the video went live. Got to be better than that. All right, first up, Vegas in Buffalo against the Sabres. Hill versus Luukkonen. Early press by Vegas. White Cloud has a shot that's held. The Sabres press at 2.5 minutes. The shots are 3-1 Buffalo, 3.5 minutes in. Things get pushy on a hold by Luukkonen. Vegas presses at 6.5 minutes. Benson has a rush chance that's held. Teams trade turnovers. Vegas has some forechecking going on that's creating some turnovers as well. Then there's a press by Vegas with 9 minutes left. And at 12:07, after some good pressure, Howden on a tip in front of the net scores from Pearson and Barbashev. Vegas looks for another. Then there's a post for Samuelsson as the Sabres get some pressure. The shots, in fact, are 11-5 Buffalo with 4.5 minutes left. Pietrangelo has a shot that's held as Vegas gets some pressure. It's 1-0 for the Golden Knights after the first. Second period, things get pushed and a hold by Hill. We have post and out for Kulich. Sabres press at 3.5 minutes. Stone has a rush chance that's saved. There's a delay game called, gives the Sabres a power play. That is killed off. The Sabres press after it's done. McLeod's then denied from the slot. Shots are 7-3 Buffalo at 9 minutes. But this has been the story of Buffalo lately. They'll, control portions of games. They've still found ways to lose, though. But they look good enough that if you want to believe they're not that far off, you absolutely can. Lafferty has a net drive that's blocked. Kulich was down on a hit by Howden. Krebs comes over and challenges Howden to a fight. Howden obliges, but because Krebs came over and challenged him, Krebs gets the instigator. The fans were not happy as there was no call on the Kulich hit thrown by Howden. I don't think Kulich came back into that game either. I know he exited at the time. Don't remember seeing him at all the rest of the game. So, yeah, fans were not happy, and there was a feeling things could escalate from there. Sabres do kill off that power play. There's no momentum for Vegas coming out of that. We then had a fight between Kolasar and Greenway. Not long after, at 12:06, Dorofeev buries a rebound on a turnover. Hurdle with the assist. So almost exactly a period after the 12:07 goal in the first, at 12:06 of the second, Vegas doubles their lead. It's 2-0. However, 6 seconds later, on a rush, obviously, McLeod scores at 12:12. Bryson and Byram with the assists. Vegas looks to respond. There's a press by Vegas with 4.5 minutes left. Teams trade rush chances. Sabres are keeping Vegas to the outside late. So while Vegas had a lot of opportunities, they weren't getting in close to the net. It's 2-1 Vegas after 2. Third period, Vegas presses at 3.5 minutes. Not a lot of shots early on. The shots are one apiece at 4 minutes. Clifton breaks up an Olofsson net drive. The Sabres press at 7.5 minutes. The fans are yelling shoot as the Sabres are busy passing the puck around. We then get a Sabres power play, and they would score on it off of a turnover. Vegas turns the puck over. Zucker wires it from the slot at 9:53. We now have a 2-2 tie. Sabres then press for the lead. The shots are 8-4 Buffalo with 8 minutes left. There's a near miss for Dahlin and Close, and then at 17:27, despite the crowd booing him loudly, which you'd think, that's got to throw him off his game, it doesn't. Eichel buries a loose puck. Stone and Pietrangelo with the assists, and the crowd continues to rain down boos on Jack Eichel after he scored that goal. The goalie pull happens with 1:40 left. With 28 seconds left, the Sabres call a timeout. Whatever they discussed, it works. 19:44, Dahlin fires one past the screen. Byram with the assist. We have a 3-3 tie, and we're going to overtime. In the overtime, Vegas controls early. Eichel has a net drive that's saved. Not that it counted as a shot. We get a post for Eichel. The Sabres take over. The Sabres press to close it out. We go to the shootout. In the shootout, it is Alex Tuck getting the winner. Buffalo with a 4-3 shootout victory over Vegas. They go to 26-33-6 with the win. With the shootout loss, Vegas 39-19-8. Shots on net, 12-7 in favor of Buffalo in the first. 10-6 Buffalo in the second, 14-6 Buffalo in the third. They had the only shot in overtime as well. Power plays 37-19 Buffalo. Power plays Vegas 0 for 1, Buffalo 1 for 2. The hits 36-22 Buffalo. Aiden Hill saved 34-37. Luukkonen saved 16 out of 19. Vegas just didn't generate a whole lot. We'll see how the rest of this is. I don't think this is the end of the road trip for Vegas. But yeah, they do struggle against the East. It's one of those weird things this year. Vegas just does not have a great record against the East. All right, and the other game we're going to review is New Jersey in Pittsburgh against the Penguins. This one was kind of wild and crazy. Both these teams came into today on winning streaks, so that makes it fun. Markstrom versus Jari. Shots are 3-0 Pittsburgh at 2.5 minutes. Turnover issues early on for the Devils in this. Devils press at 5.5 minutes. Penguins keep them to the outside. Raquel fires one wide on a rush. Very few whistles, fast first half of the period. The game does not stay like that, though. At 10:08, on a tic-tac-toe play, Glass wires one against the Penguins, of course, who traded him. Bratt and Hughes with the assists at 10:08, so that's a 1-0 lead for the New Jersey Devils. Malkin to Tomasino near miss. We get a power play for the Devils. That was killed off. No shots on net. Hurt their momentum on that. Dillon has a one-timer that's held. The shots are 5-4 Devils with 3.5 minutes left. And at this point, it seemed like kind of a low-event game. Not a lot of shots on net. Well, at 17:11, Dewar buries a rebound after a turnover. Achari and Timmins with the assists. And then 25 seconds later at 17:36, Heinen puts in a loose puck on a rush to give Pittsburgh their first lead of the game at 2-1. Tomasino and Kolyachonok with the assists. Meyer then has a net drive chance that's blocked. It's 2-1 Pittsburgh after the first. Second period. Rust denied on a rush. Achari has a chance that's kicked aside. The Devils draw a power play. Palat's denied. The Penguins kill that off. There were 4 shots for New Jersey on that power play. And then at 4:24, during a delayed penalty on the Devils, Raquel scores to make it a 3-1 lead for Pittsburgh. Crosby and Timmins with the assists. Timmins and Dewar have been really good pickups by Pittsburgh. So a couple players that Toronto wanted to move on from because of cap reasons, and they fit in pretty well for Pittsburgh since the deal. Russ then has a net drive that's defended. Some momentum for Pittsburgh. There's a near miss for Crosby as the Penguins press. The shots are 5 apiece at 8 minutes. Devils press at 9.5 minutes. The Penguins block. We get a power play for the Penguins. 4 minutes. Penguins are kept to the outside for the first 2 minutes. Devils then score a shorthanded goal, which was pretty obviously offside. So did not take very long to review that one. That was offside. The Devils do finish the kill. And the Devils go without a shot in the final 9 minutes and 27 seconds of the second period. So they're down 3-1 after 2, and that doesn't exactly inspire confidence. Third period, the Devils press at 1.5. Tatar fires one or tips one wide. Puck's cleared out. And then at 2:22 on a turnover, Tomasino scores. So Tomasino wires one on a turnover, makes it 4-1 for Pittsburgh, but don't turn it off just yet. We get a 4-minute Devils power play. Bratt, he has a wrister that's held, and then during the second 2 minutes of the 4-minute power play, Meyer scores from Bratt and Nemitz at 5 minutes and 40 seconds. So suddenly it's 4-2. Then the Devils go back to the power play, and it's 4 minutes again. So that's 8 minutes of penalties to the Pittsburgh Penguins in a very short period here. And at 6 minutes and 40 seconds during the first 2 minutes, Hischier wires one past the screen. Bratt and Luke Hughes with the assists. And so it is a 4-3 game now in favor of the Penguins. I don't really have to say Luke Hughes because Jack Hughes we know is out, but I do put the L there, and I make sure I try to say Luke Hughes because otherwise people will be like, hey, is Jack playing? No, he's not. So Penguins do kill the other 2 minutes. Very important because now they're only ahead by 1. Shots are 7-5 Devils with 9.5 minutes left. We get a power play for the Penguins. There's a shorthanded rush chance by Hischier that's held. And then with, I think, 8 seconds left in the power play at 14-17, Karlsson wrists one top corner past a screen. The assist to Malkin and Letang. The goalie pull happens with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. With 1 minute and 15 seconds left, the Devils call a timeout. And at 19:05, Dewar hits the empty net from Lizotte to make the score 6-3. And then just to really punch this into the 80s, at 19:39, Hayes gets a goal from Bemstrom. And it wasn't a great goal on Markstrom. I understand that they're already down 6-3. But at any rate, that makes it 7-3. It is an 80s game because 10 goals or more. The Penguins, 28-31-10. They've won 4 in a row. They're not going to make the playoffs, but they're at least playing spoiler well, as they did to New Jersey, who dropped to 36-26-6. Devils have to be concerned. Shots on net, 7-6 Pittsburgh in the first, 7 apiece in the second, 15-9 for the Devils in the third. Final shots, 28-23 for New Jersey. Power plays, the Devils 2 for 6, Pittsburgh 1 for 3. The hits, 23-22 in favor of New Jersey. Markstrom saves 16 out of 22. His numbers have been rough since he came back from injury. Jari's been excellent. 25 saves on 28 shots in this one as well. And Jari clearly has benefited from a bit of a reset that he went through. So let me know your thoughts regarding the early games today. And of course, I'll be reviewing the other 9 games later on tonight. Let me know your thoughts. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.